September 3rd will of course be a very interesting fight in the Super Bantamweight division, as Naoya Inoue will be defending his undisputed Super Bantamweight world titles against the former champion, TJ Doheny. Now obviously, a little less than stellar, a lot of people would say this fight is, because people wanted Saul Goodman and or MJ as the next fight, but it turns out it's a former world champion. It's a former world champion, don't get me wrong, but he lost to Saul Goodman and Michael Conlon. So, not the best people to lose to. Matter of fact, the guy that Doheny lost his title to later lost the title to MJ. So, safe to assume, any which way the other two would have been better. But it doesn't matter, he has his reasons. But on the undercard, you have a WBO Bantamweight Championship fight against, as Yoshiki Taki will be defending his, obviously, WBO Bantamweight World Championship against Daigo Higa. And of course, another one, a fan favorite, is back. That's right, Ismael Barroso, the knockout artist, will be taking on the undefeated Andy Hiraoka. Now, of course, unfortunately, people wanted Barroso to be the next one to get the title shot. Obviously, I think he won the interim belt against Davis. I don't know. But the thing is, he won a title eliminator, which sucks because it's the WBA and it's not recognized by BoxRec anymore. So I can't tell if he fought for the interim belt. So what the hell's going on? But besides that, let's talk about the Barroso fight first. That's right. The challenger, the undefeated Andy Hiraoka, is a good 23-0. Very nice. With 18 wins by way of knockout, ranked number 7 in the super lightweight division on BoxRec, and number 1 for, Japanese fighters. That's very nice. He is coming off of some, good wins, especially Jin Sasaki, which of course is also fighting on the undercard, facing another very good fighter. But unfortunately, we will not be talking about that one. I don't know the guys, and they're not fighting for a championship, so I'm sorry. But his last couple wins, you look at the records, much to be desired. But Barroso is unfortunately not much better before the Broly fight anyways. Barroso is 25-4 with 2 draws, 23 wins by way of knockout, 3 losses by way of knockout. And of course, that means he has only ever been the decision 5 times. In 31 fights, he has only been to decision 5 times. Of course, his draws come back in his debut and against another debut, Wilson Silva. And then after that, he got non-stop basically KOs. The only people to ever go decision with him first time was back in 2011 against Abraham Gomez. And the last one was against Ulysses Jr. Very good fight. Of course, that was the fight where like, you don't really give Barroso this guy. He's good. He'll be a good name. And then he lost, though. Yeah. Of course, his losses all come very recently against Anthony Crolla via knockout, obviously. Issa Chaniv via unanimous decision. And it seemed like they really had it out for him. Look how many points got taken out. Goddamn. And to Akhmedov, which is a very good loss. Unfortunately, he did lose by knockout, but this is the guy that was basically winning against everyone. Then he lost to Alberto Puello and Kenneth Sims Jr. Very good losses. And he was doing good in those fights too, so nothing to really knock yourself for, And of course, Rolly Romero, a very controversial one as well. It seems like the scorecard had him up, right? Because he knocked down Rolly. And of course, since it's the WBA fight, he doesn't show here, but just pretend the WBA is just chilling right there. But Rolly stopped him, air quotes, in the 9th round. Then he later went on to beat O'Hara Davis in the very first round. Very, very good fight. He caught him, and Davis couldn't recover, so unfortunately for him, he got stopped. Now, of course, everyone knows why they're giving Andy Barroso. They think that he could take him out and have a great win on his resume, His resume, besides the Sasaki fight, I think that's his best win so far. So if he beats Barroso, then that would trump it. And considering his best win was back in 2021, probably not the best. But it is good because he did fight a dude 4 pounds overweight. And he knocked him out. So, that's very good. It's very, very good. But unfortunately, I don't think his last couple of fights are going to prepare him for Barroso. Barroso is 41, and he sure as hell has footwork like a 41-year-old. But one thing he has is timing. And he's a southpaw. which means he's going to be a very tricky guy. This dude has power and timing. That's not a good combination to fight against. This dude can knock you out with one punch, and he can time any of your mistakes. Of course, it will take some time, so obviously Andy should probably put the pedal to the metal and try to stop Barroso as fast as he can, because if not, he might get stopped himself. But once again, 41, he is old. But at the same time, he was also like 40 when he fought Rolly, so, and also I think 41 when he fought Davis, so, you know, take the age with a little bit of salt. Maybe a little pepper with that too. But I'm a bank on the fact that Barroso knocks out Hiraoka. That's right, I don't care. He's 41, but unless he ages like straight milk in a time frame he knocked out Davis in the first round, he's going to knock out Hiraoka. But you never know. These Japanese fighters, they good. They good. But with really no defining wins since 2021, unfortunately for him, he will maybe step a little too much into the deep water and straight up drown. But I like his nickname, though. The Blade. That's a nice nickname. I like it. But I got Barroso knocking him out in the third round. That's right. I'm going to say third round. He's gonna make a mistake. Barroso's going to capitalize on it, and he's going to get caught. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance. I mean, he has power. He's riding a humongous knockout streak. The last time he went decision was back in 2019. But when you look at the fighters, you know, going, I don't want to say they're not the best fighters, but they could have been better. That's what I'm trying to say. Barroso, a little too much. Like I said, unless he ages like milk, I got Barroso knocking him out. What I say, the third round, fourth round? Screw it. Let's say 3 to 5, right? You gotta knock him out there, which is good because he's an old man. He needs his sleep, so he's gonna knock him out and then go to his hotel room and sleep. But anyways, now for the championship fight, the WBO champion Yoshiki Taki will be defending his obviously belt against Daigo Higa. Of course, Higa is 21-2 with 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, and 1 loss by way of knockout. Once again, he's only ever went decision 4 times. Good or bad, you know, it could be good or bad. But his only 2 decision wins literally come back to back very recently, back in 2022 against the 32-5 Saludar and the 18-2 Fioin. And they were, besides the unanimous decision, the other one was a very close fight. But he did lose to Ryosuke Nishida, unanimous decision, which is not that bad of a loss. Why? Because he later went on to beat Emmanuel Rodriguez via unanimous decision. Yeah, he's now the IBF champion with 9 fights. That's nothing short of impressive. Of course, his other loss was against Christopher Rosales, 26-3, which fortunately for him, he is riding quite a bit of wins. You know, he's only lost to very good fighters, championship fights, and were undefeated. So, you know, once again, not a bad loss. He also has quite a bit of undefeated opponents on his record. So the fact that he took him out is nothing short of impressive. Oh, and he's actually facing the amazing boy Kenshiro Teraji for the vacant flyweight world title. Once again, both his losses are not bad at all. He lost to a championship level fighter. Obviously, he fought for a world title, lost obviously, and he worked his way back up to fight for another world title against another great opponent. This is a very good fight. Now, of course, this was flyweight. He had moved up 2 weight divisions throughout his career, but considering he only lost to a champion, or future champion, and now a 2-time title challenger who worked his way back up, that's nothing short of a good, you know, losses, you know. Not all losses are bad, but of course you shouldn't lose. But anyways, enough dilly-dallying. Yoshiki Taki, the champion, is now 9-0 with 8 wins by way of knockout. The one person to go to the decision with him was the former world champion Jason Maloney, in a, unfortunately for Maloney, not super close decision win or loss for him. But before that, once again, well, this actually makes me a little bit worry a little bit about Barroso. When you look at his record, doesn't look that good. I mean, his second fight was against a 5-0 fighter, which is great. And the fact that he just, I don't want to say dominated, but beat Maloney convincingly, that now I'm starting to feel a little bit scared for him. But the one thing is, his other opponents, I don't want to say this, but their chins not too good. Not too good. They have been stopped. Some of them have been stopped only 1 time by him, but a lot of them chin much to be, you know, I guess seen. But besides his losses, we actually didn't talk about his most recent wins. That being a 4-fight win streak, being split decision, unanimous KO. Of course, the split decision was his comeback fight after losing his second time, which was against a guy who has been knocked out quite a bit of times against not so good opponents. I mean, he did get knocked out by Luis Neri, so, you know. Then other ones, right? Not the best wins. I mean, his most recent one's probably the better one. But a lot of them are just like super inflated records. Which, hey, it's not that bad. He's 29. He is moving up in divisions. Obviously, it is rejuvenating his body. And he has power. A lot of it. You know, he's facing, don't get me wrong, he is 19-0. But it says, like, he's a kickboxer. He only had one fight. So I don't know how. This was good then. Which obviously, just because he's 9-0, you know, there is some inexperience. You know, just because you are really good and became a champion doesn't mean that there won't be fatal flaws in one's fight style. And Higa is obviously no joke. He's only lost to very, very good opponents. But I think he gets knocked out. You know, you don't become a champion with only 9 fights unless you're really that guy. You know, very few. Well, actually, it's very weird because the IBF champion also has less than 10 fights and is a champion too. Which, hey, you know, make that fight happen. Make the unification fight between the two people with like less than 10 fights. That would be an amazing fight. But the hell, both of them have it. Both of them have 9 fights. They need a fight next. But unfortunately, his experience and his power will definitely keep the other dude on his toes. But I just, like I said, you just can't become champion in 9 fights unless you're really that guy. And I think he's going to show it. He's going to be that guy again. And he's going to get back on the knockout streak. I think he's going to knock him out in the 9th. I lied. No, it's going to be the 9th round. It's going to be 8th. I think he's going to knock him out in the 8th. Hopefully he unifies with the IBF champion. I think that would be an amazing fight. Then again, you could go undisputed in the weight class. Because don't get me wrong, Inoue was already undisputed. But the thing is, the champions have completely reset. Like, completely. There are no champions from back then. So you say, oh, he just did the same thing, just worse. Because now you have Nakatani and Inoue's brother in the weight division. One goes undisputed. That's amazing. But besides that, I got Yoshiki knocking out Higa in the 8th round. But you never know. Dude has only lost to one of the best of the division. In their respective division anyways. And that's it. You know, he's going to make it interesting until he gets knocked out. But besides that, the main event, what everyone's been kind of waiting for a little bit. They're just here for Inoue's fight. That's about it. Not really, oh, damn, this is a good matchup. But the challenger, the former IBF world champion, TJ Doheny, 26-4 with 20 wins by way of knockout. And luckily for him, he has no losses by way of knockout, which means he is quite the hard-headed man. See, people are like, why is this guy, here? Has 4 losses, which is, good. Well, not good. But I think this might be like a little bit of a Teofimo Claggett fight, because Claggett had like 7 losses, but he was also riding a big win streak with good opponents on his record. So I think this is the same thing. Because look, his 4 losses come from majority decision against Daniel Roman, 26-2, who later lost 2 more times afterwards. But that was only against MJ and Stephen Fulton, which is good losses to have, His next loss was to Inyut Baluta, 12-2, unanimous decision. He later went on to lose 3 more times, but against undefeated opponents, so whatever. Then he lost to Michael Conlon, which is, was a good fighter. I don't want to say anymore, but maybe he needs a little bit of work to get back in the race, but for the most part, a good loss once again. Well, the other 2 probably not. Maybe Daniel Roman. And then the last time he lost was against the undefeated Sam Goodman, which was a very, very one-sided affair, unfortunately for him. But then again, it was in Australia, so maybe take the records with a little bit of salt. But afterwards, he's riding a 3-fight win streak against 14-1 Kazuki Nakajima, 11-0 Lamido, and 7-0 Bril Bayogos, who after fighting Doheny, they're riding kind of decent win streaks. Obviously, 2 undefeated opponents, always nice. Especially good for one to get, his confidence back. But the one thing he has is that he has good losses on his record, which obviously without getting knocked out, it provides valuable experience to oneself. But the one thing is he's 37. Yeah, he's 37. Yeah, this dude's old. But he is nicknamed the Power, and it makes sense because the last time he went decision besides losses was back in 2018. Very nice. But anyways, the champion, the undisputed super bantamweight world champion, 27-0, 24 wins by way of knockout. The last time this guy went the distance was against Nonito Doheny in their first encounter. The future Hall of Famer for Division World Champion was the only one to really put him, well, in the distance. But of course, he is riding off very, very good wins, as he is the second ever two-division undisputed champion, obviously following Terrence Crawford, against two former unified world champions, Stephen Fulton and Marlon Tapales. Then defended it against the former world champion, Luis Neri. Very good ones. But of course, in the Neri fight, everyone knows, he got knocked down, I think, for the first time in his career. Now, of course, that is its own thing, because people are like, why are they taking the Doheny fight? I think it might be because he got knocked down by Neri. I'm not saying he's scared, but I think he realized he might be moving up divisions a little too fast. People are like, oh, but he walks around this. Yeah, but you still need to be adjusted to the weight. You could walk around a certain way, but unless you take punches at that weight, you never really know, right? So you may be getting dropped by Neri. You realize, oh, okay, maybe I need to slow down a little bit, considering he was going to fight either Goodman or MJ, and I would assume MJ can 100% fight like Neri, punch in between the shots. Would I recommend that? Probably not, but, oh, well, who cares? So he's like, maybe I should take on Doheny first. First let me take that guy on, and then let me take, like, the other guys. Now, I'm not saying he's ducking or scared. I'm just saying he needs a little bit more time of adjusting. He's like a fish. You got to put the bag in the water first to let the temperature adjust. You can't just throw that dude in the water. That's how they die. But besides that, obviously, the thing is, no one thinks that Doheny is going to win. All right, they're just here to watch a nice Inoue fight where he wins. Really no competition. I mean, Doheny can make it interesting because he's powerful. And he has the experience. His wins, his losses all have helped him gain the experience he will need to make the Inoue fight as competitive as it needs to be. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be a layup. It's just going to be, unfortunately, an easy fight. Doheny has never been stopped before, but he's also never fought a power puncher like Inoue. So, unfortunately, probably going to lose. But oh well. Doheny, any advice for him? Screw it, punch him between the shots. I want to see what happens. I think Doheny did it. I don't know. And Neri, I think, did it as well. And those are like the best situations. But hey, maybe he could adopt the Ireland shell, because Tapales was doing good when I think it was Southpaw, when he had the shell defense. But he also couldn't do any damage. So he was like, oh, I either lose by decision or I try to go for the win, but I also might lose by knockout. But like I said, enough dilly-dallying. Doheny's most likely going to get stopped in the 5th round. Unless he lands a clean shot. If he lands a clean shot, oh, that's gonna definitely back off Inoue for a little bit, and then he's gonna get stopped in the 8th. Oh well, we hope. But at least he gets, I guess, Inoue payday. Is it only Canelo payday, or is there other paydays like Joshua payday, and Inoue payday, or Tank payday, or is it just Canelo? I don't know. I would assume they're paying him well. But anyways, enough dilly-dallying. I got Ismael Barroso at the age of 41 knocking out the undefeated Andy Hiraoka. What did I say? The 5th round or something? The 3rd or 5th round. And I got Yoshiki Taki knocking out Higa. Daigo Higa in the, 8th round I said? I don't know. I forgot. And unfortunately I got Doheny losing like 4th round. So, 2 end stills and 1 very happy old man. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video and I'll catch you in the next one.
Are they going to throw it and stop this fight?
Got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes in close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it, because if you let him...
The building is going bananas.